We wrap up our conversation with head coach Todd Stepsis. Coach, you take this Panther show on the road now, a game at Wyoming. 3 o'clock Central Time is the kickoff. Talk about what you're seeing from this Wyoming football team in terms of things you guys are going to need to key in on.
Well, they're big. They've got some, I think their offensive line is all 300 pounds or more. Okay, so that's going to be a big challenge for our defensive line. So we got to continue to send waves at those big guys, just like we did in our last game. You know, we got to play 10, 11, 12 defensive linemen in that game, and they all got to, stay pretty consistent. We can't play too few guys and too many snaps there. They've got some dynamic athletes, on the edge on offense. They've got a receiver that gets the ball in his hands, and you kind of take a deep breath, and hopefully we can bring him down. And then just defensively, I think they do a great job of playing team defense. They have a game wrecker playing defensive tackle, so we got to make sure we have a plan for him in the run game. How can we somehow get a couple bodies on him, to see if we can keep him from wrecking shop. And then in the pass game too, we got to make sure we know where he's at and give somebody some help, because he's one of those guys, not a humongous guy, but thick, very twitchy, strong, and so he's definitely a difference maker. Stands out on tape, but we'll have our work cut out for us, but we're really looking forward for the challenge.
It'll be a home opener for Wyoming, coming off a 10-0 win over Akron. Quarterback throws over 250 yards and a rusher that went over 100 yards. And then real quickly, Coach, you're going to be rolling that new Ruan semi-trailer out there filled with Panther gear. That was a fun announcement for UNI Football.
Yeah, it's just so grateful for Ruan, and just to be associated with a company like that. When you associate logistics and trucking and their field, that's the name. That's the name everybody knows, and so for us to be partners with them is really special.
All right, the Panther football team is going to try and keep trucking at Wyoming this Saturday at 3 o'clock.